Hello and welcome back to yet another Saturday episode of Bobson Rants while playing Team Fortress 2 badly. Haha. Now, what is it I want to talk about this week? Well, what I want to talk about this week is Windows 10. I'm sure a lot of you out there are sick of hearing about Windows 10. Mainly all of you out there who are still using Windows 7 or Windows 8 and do not want to upgrade, and have been spending the last year being inundated with ads across the internet, pop-ups on your machine asking if you want to update, saying, hey, come on, click this and we can update you for absolutely free to Windows 10. And yeah, I am one of those people, so much so that I turned off automatic updates and I've just been completely ignoring it. Why? Because I'm still using Windows 7 and I like Windows 7. So I don't really want to upgrade to Windows 10, but yeah, I don't know. For the past year, you've had the option to upgrade, you've had the option to get it for free, and quite frankly, that struck me as odd. It always did, considering that most of the Windows operating systems you see on the shelves cost like $100, $150, $200 to buy a disc for them, so being able to upgrade for free always struck me as odd. And there was always some concerns people had. I saw posted people talking about security concerns about the information they were going to be taking and keeping track of with Windows 10 a bit more than they were doing with Windows 8 or 7. So, and the information they were actually sending back to Microsoft, which was always a bit concerning. I'm sure it was perfectly innocent in the information they were taking and what they were planning to do with it, but still a bit of a concern. And other people complained about the fact you could not turn off automatic updates. You could delay them, you could decide when they installed, but you could not turn them off, which is something I did with Windows 7, and I always do with Windows 7, because sometimes updating is not a good idea. It has been in the past problems with updates where you'll install it and some horrible thing will go wrong and it'll glitch out your system until you get the next update that fixes it. So yeah, I always set it to either manual or ask you to install and download the stuff. But not being able to do that with Windows 10 was one of the real reasons I didn't want to really upgrade right now. But with what's happened in the past couple days, I am really concerned about that, because a couple days ago it was announced that Windows 10 Enterprise, their business version of Windows 10, would become a pay-to-use service. And this was one of the things that's been talked about over the past year by people who have been talking about it. Is that they've been describing Windows 10 as a service, the Windows 10 service. So the fact that just recently in the past week or so, they've announced that the business version, Windows 10 Enterprise, the business version that companies use, that small businesses use, is going to become a paid service, the monthly subscription fee to use it. Now, I don't know, they have made it perfectly clear that this only applies to Windows 10 Enterprise, not to the consumer version, not to the version that was downloaded for free, that they're not planning on doing that right now, that it is not going to be a subscription right now, but it doesn't change the fact that at some point in the future, it could be. I mean, they've got to make their money back some way, and yeah, they just handed out Windows 10 upgrades to everyone who had Windows 7, Windows 8, for absolute free. So where are they going to get their money back? They're a company. They've spent a lot of money developing this software, developing this operation system, and yeah, they're going to have to get their money back some way. Now, they're going to make a lot of money with Windows 10 Enterprise, selling it and selling subscriptions to the businesses, but what about the consumers? What about people like you and me who either didn't want to upgrade or did upgrade but is now stuck with it? Because let's face it, as nice as Windows 7 is, it will eventually become outdated. It will stop being updated. In fact, they already said that they're going to stop supporting Windows 7 sometime in the next year or two. and Windows 8 is going to stop being supported in a few years after that. So eventually Windows 10 is going to be the only thing out there. Excuse me. So yeah, it happens with every new Windows system. It happened with Windows 95, Windows ME, Windows XP, Vista. It always just comes out with a new one and the previous one gets useless. Now, they do plan on having Windows 10. They've actually talked about it being the last Windows because they do plan on continually updating it, continually bringing it into line with newer systems, newer hardware, which would be nice, but it again begs the question, where are they going to get the money to do this? So there is a real possibility that if this Windows 10 Enterprise subscription service either goes very, very well and they get a lot of money off of it, that they'll decide, hey, maybe we can make even more money by turning on subscription bases on Windows 10 Home Editions. Or, more likely, if it goes badly and they don't make enough money, then they'll be forced to do that. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's what they're planning. At some point, a year or two from now, maybe 3 years from now, that they will make the home version of Windows 10 a subscription base or not. But it is an unpleasant thought. Having to pay $7 a month just to use your computer would not be good. It would not be fun. It would not be useful to the average person to have to pay a monthly subscription fee just to turn your computer on. And if they ever did do that, then it would drive people to other systems, other operating systems. It would drive them to stop buying PCs and start buying Apple products, those who don't already do that, or just using the free operating systems like Linux. I mean, there are options out there to use aside from Microsoft products, but it's a bit more intensive. You need to know what you're doing when you're installing Linux. You need to know how to install the drivers. You need to know how to do a bunch of individual little things to get it running, to keep it updated, because it's not as all-inclusive automatic updates and automatic downloads and stuff like that that Windows has. So it would be a bit more difficult to do, but it's doable. The only downside is not every program is compatible with Linux or Apple systems. Sometimes you'll run into a game or something like that that just won't run on a Linux system or even on an Apple computer, and you end up having to use an emulator to run Windows or do a side install of Windows operating system just to do that, just to play a game. And it doesn't happen with every game, but sometimes it does. And I've noticed that on Steam, it has a nice big logo saying, yes, this is compatible with Apple products, it's compatible with Linux, but not every game does that. So, yeah, that would be a bit annoying, especially for me, who plays a lot of games, and being forced to switch over to Linux simply because I don't want to pay $7 a month would be very annoying. But yeah, I don't know. There's tons of ways they could do it. There's tons of ways they could make money with Windows 10 without having a subscription fee. They could go the DLC kind of route, where instead of paying a monthly subscription, you pay for updates. You pay to update the software, update the operating system to the next version, to the next service pack, or whatever it's called, and that kind of thing would happen. That I could see happening, that I could see not being so intrusive as a monthly subscription, as long as it was optional and not being forced to do it. But again, automatic updates are the kind of thing that you cannot turn off on Windows 10. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't really know how to feel about this. It's just, I can understand why they want to do something like that with the business version. I don't know if they are planning to do something like this with the home version, but the simple fact that they made it available for free to so many people means they're going to have to find some way to make the money back. And if it's not a subscription plan, then it has to be something else. And I don't know what it's going to be, but you can guarantee it is going to be something like that. In the next coming years, you're going to see some type of fee you're going to have to pay either a monthly subscription or download costs or something. I don't know. But yeah, but anyway, if you haven't already updated to Windows 10, the deadline to get the free download ends this month. It ends in July 29th, I think, of this month. I'm not really sure, but I think that was the date, or the end of this month, whenever it is. So yeah, if you haven't already done it and you do want to get it and you do want to risk it, then go for it. But like I said, eventually Windows 7 and Windows 8 will stop being supported and it will just become obsolete. I mean, it's got a few years of life left in those two operating systems, so yeah, it is still good for now, but eventually it will no longer be viable to keep using them, just like it's no longer viable to keep using Windows XP. I mean, it's still a good operating system, but it has this limitation that prevents it from really being used to its fullest in modern computers and modern systems. So yeah, I don't know. That's just something I wanted to talk about because I found it interesting. I found it something I wanted to talk about, something I wanted to think about, and say my opinions on. I don't know. But yeah, anything else I want to say? Well, last week I was talking about the update to Team Fortress 2, which is the game I am playing right now, on a map, one of the brand new maps. So yeah, I guess I should clarify something that I said last week. Last week there was an update to Team Fortress 2. A lot of people were upset about it. A lot of people were angry about it, me included. And the video I made was in response to those changes. And it was made, it was recorded, it was edited and uploaded before they responded to those concerns. Now, that day before the video came out, the night before it came out, they did release a news post talking about the problems, talking about the inability to choose what game mode you want to play directly, the inability to choose what map you want to play on, as well as the lever penalty for casual mode. And those were all concerns that people in the community had, that everyone was playing the game had. They were upset about it, they were angry about it. But they did release a news post talking about it, saying that it was not their intention, that the reason those limitations were there is because it was a brand new patch, and they just didn't want to overwhelm the system with too many choices, and they did plan to release those things over time, but they did not say so directly in the update when they made the update. So that wasn't there, and people didn't know that's what their plan was, and they were upset about it as a result. So yes, they did say that they were planning on having the ability to choose what game mode you wanted to play, choose what map you wanted to play on in the casual mode, and that was a plan they were planning on doing in the coming week, but they released a quick patch to release that, to allow you to choose your game mode, and this past few days they did allow you to choose your own maps. And as far as the lever penalty thing, well, they're bad. That was something they intended to have on there, but they just quickly backpedaled when people were pissed off about it being on the casual mode. So yeah, that's gone. That was removed. So no lever penalties for casual mode. You can now choose what map you want to play on. You can now choose what game mode you want to play on directly. So everything is more or less back to the way it was beforehand. Though there is a fairly long queue to get into a game. I mean, I wanted to play on Sunshine, the name of the brand new map that I was playing earlier, and I really wanted to play on it, and there was like a 5-minute wait time before it actually popped up and actually got in. And to be perfectly honest, when I was originally trying to record, it actually ended. I spent 5 minutes waiting in line, waiting in queue to get into the game, and because my team sucked, it ended after 2 minutes. A little over 2 minutes before we even hit the 3-minute mark. We got steamrolled, and the game was over, and I had to go back into queue. I didn't even bother putting that in this video because, holy crap, that's annoying. 5 minutes in queue for 3 minutes of gameplay is annoying, and I hope they can fix that in the future. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because last week's video was a bit ranty, more so than usual, and Yeah, I came off a bit angry, especially considering the video came out after they had already fixed some of the problems, so I just want to say that. And Valve does listen to the community sometimes, as long as it doesn't involve counting above number 2 with some things. Where is Half-Life 3? Where is T-Fortress 3? Where is Portal 3? I don't know. But yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to say that and clarify last week's video that I was not ranting about it post update, post fixing. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I think that's enough for me this week. About 15 minutes so far? Yeah, 15? Yeah. Okay, 15 minutes. Here we go. Thanks for watching. This has been Bobson, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.